The president delivered a message today that I want to ask you about. I want to hone in on this for just a couple of minutes. The president said the Democrats will open up their states on November the 4th, the day after the election. These shutdowns are ridiculous and only being done to hurt the economy prior to the most important election perhaps in our history. The president accusing Governor Cuomo and Mayor de Blasio of destroying New York. And let me ask you, I'm serious. I want you to tackle this with me. According to the data, the coronavirus infection rate in New York has remained below 1% for 30 consecutive days. But Cuomo said, wait a minute, we got to stay cautious. No, can't go out. No restaurants, no shows. No, you got to stay home because we got to stay on top of this thing. And my question is, how long are Americans supposed to wait? Tell me. Tell me how long you want to wait or how long you plan to wait. Listen to these numbers. Hospitalizations in the state of New York from COVID are at 410 people. In the entire state of New York, you know how many people are in New York State? 19.45 million people. They have 410 people in the hospital for COVID. And I pray for those 410 people and their families. They're having, one death, 2 deaths a day, maybe 5 deaths a day. Wonder how many people die from falling in their bathtub in New York State. New York City, a city of 8.39 million people. They've got 410 people in the hospital for COVID. I had a friend this morning said, "Oh, Mike, you flew yesterday. I don't know if I'm ready to fly." Okay, what are you going to wait for? Because initially we were told we have to flatten the curve and we'll be all right. Then we can start to open. Okay, have we flattened the curve? I saw on ABC News last night the anchor screaming at me that 30 states show rising infection rates. There's some kids over at this college. There's some people over there. How long and what are we going to wait for before the country opens again? And I'm not asking that rhetorically. Be specific with me. I was at Disney a couple of days at the beginning of my vacation last week. It's a different place. Very quiet. No line for rides. No fast pass. Announcements every 15 minutes on the PA system, which I've never heard. Make sure you socially distance. Make sure you keep your mask on. I saw one guy took his mask off to take a selfie right away. One of the security guards at Disney, very kindly and very respectfully said, "Please, sir, keep your mask on. Got to keep your mask on." And I get, and we're not going to have a mask argument. I know people go crazy over the mask issue. I trust my doctor who says a virus is spread from particles. Wear a mask when you can't be, apart from people. And I'm of the it can't hurt argument. And if you really can't live your life putting a mask on for a few minutes to go to the store, I don't know what to tell you. If you're vulnerable, you need to be protected. I get it. If you're not vulnerable, you got an over 90% chance you're going to be absolutely fine. You're going to be sick for a couple of days maybe, and you're going to be fine. So my question is, what do you wait for? What are the Democrats waiting for? And I mean it. If you're a Democrat, what are you waiting for? As you're telling people, stay home, don't go anywhere. Biden isn't going anywhere. Biden's staying home. He's running for president 55 days away from this incredibly consequential election. He doesn't even have anything on his calendar today. So what's he waiting for? I think it's time that we start tackling all of this with reason. Try not to be hysterical. Try not to be emotional. But is the president right when he says these Democrat mayors and governors are purposefully destroying their economies? They're purposefully destroying their cities and their states. I saw all this rioting in Rochester over the weekend. They haven't made an arrest in Rochester. They're afraid to arrest anybody. So they're letting people throw objects at police, hurt cops, throw fireworks at them. harass people that are dining out, nobody gets arrested. Now, is it fair to say that that is absolutely 100% a reflection of the leadership in cities like New York, Chicago, Baltimore, on and on, Portland, Seattle? We're seeing a level of violence, well, where the media chooses to show it, unlike anything we've ever experienced as a nation that I know of, at least in my lifetime. Is the president right? And is he going to win on November the 3rd as a result of it? Because that's what Democrats are afraid of.